Hi children! Hi, I wonder what sort of week you've had. I hope it's been a good one. And I hope you've enjoyed some VE celebrations maybe. Any case, what are we going to do today? Right, I'm going to show you a video of Jesus feeds the 5,000, and then we're going to have a little bit of a chat about the video. So watch the video and I'll see you in a moment.
Stories of the Bible. Jesus feeds the 5,000. This is Jesus,
Heyo!
who is the Son of God and the Savior of the world. While Jesus was on earth, he taught everyone about God's love. He did many miracles and healed people of their sickness.
Oh, hey everyone!
A huge crowd kept following him wherever he went because they saw his miraculous signs as he healed the sick. A crowd started to gather around Jesus. There were 5,000 men and many more women and children. Turning to Philip, he asked,
Hey, Philip!
"Where can we buy bread to feed all these people?" You see, Jesus was testing Philip, for he already knew what he was going to do. Philip replied, "Even if we worked for months, we wouldn't have enough money to feed them."
Hey, I got an idea.
Then Andrew spoke up. "There's a young boy here with 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. But what good is that with this huge crowd?" Jesus said, "Tell everyone to sit down."
Right, everyone, sit down.
Then Jesus took the loaves, gave thanks to God, and gave them to the people.
Here you go.
Afterward, he did the same with the fish. And they all ate as much as they wanted.
Want some more?
I'm all good, thanks.
After everyone was full, Jesus told his disciples, "Now gather the leftovers, so that nothing is wasted."
You got it.
So they picked up the pieces and filled 12 baskets with scraps, left by the people who had eaten from the 5 barley loaves and 2 fish.
Welcome back. Wow, wasn't that a great video? Wow, I wonder how that little boy felt when Jesus called for anyone who had food, and he stood there with his lunch of how many fish? That's right, 2 fish. And how many loaves? 5 loaves, yes! Well done, you were listening. I wonder what he thought. He had 2 choices really, didn't he? He could have thought, this is my lunch, I don't want to share it with all these people. In any case, it won't go round. Or, as he did, he went, well, it's not a lot, but I could give it to Jesus and see what Jesus says or what Jesus does. And wasn't it amazing, children? What did Jesus do with the 2 fish and 5 loaves? That's right, he fed 5,000 people and had how many baskets left over? 12, yes. Wow, that's amazing. But today, rather than looking at that miracle, I want to think about that little boy who only had a little bit of lunch, and that would have been his food maybe for the whole day, so he would have needed that lunch. Instead of keeping it to himself, he decided to give that little bit to Jesus. And there's been lots of people in our community doing just a little bit to help other people who are struggling. Maybe they can't get out to get food, or they can't afford any food. So Burntwood have set up an organisation called Burntwood Be a Friend. And it's a volunteer organisation. And I'm going to show you some photographs and run you through what they've been doing. So have a look at these. So here's our first photograph. As you can see, there's a lady from Morrison's and a lady from Waitrose, and they've got a big trolley each of food that they've donated to the food bank. There's a lot of food on those trolleys, isn't there? And then in our second photograph, here's a lady from Aldi. And she's got 2 normal trolley loads of food for the food bank. And then, we'll recognise this person, Matt the vicar. He's got a couple of trolleys there. And in the ordinary trolley, those are full of Easter eggs. And some of you might remember that Easter Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, I came round and helped the Easter Bunny and delivered some of those Easter eggs to you. And they also went to other people in the community. And then our next photo, this is food meals actually made by the Victoria pub just up from church. They've made 150 meals this week, and they've been making meals every week for people who are stuck at home and perhaps can't prepare their own food. And also Sparky's Den, which is part of the Spark Centres that some of you might go to. They've been preparing meals for people and taking them round to them. And then this final photograph here, this is a bag of girls' toys and clothes to be donated to somebody in need. Those photographs have given me an idea for a challenge for you this week. So, here's your challenge. Can you either have a look in your cupboards and see what food you've got, maybe some of your favourite food to give to the food bank, or maybe ask mummy or daddy or your carer to, when they go to the supermarket, buy some of your favourite things, but don't bring them home for you, put them in the trolley for the food bank. Here's some things that I've had a look in my cupboard and found some of my favourite things. So for breakfast, I've got porridge. I love nice creamy porridge made with milk. And then for lunch, I've got some vegetable soup. That's my favourite. And then for dinner, I have some pasta with some tomatoes. And I haven't got any sweet corn or peas to go with that, but I could add some sweet corn or peas or some beans. And then for pudding, my favourite pudding is custard and bananas. Now, the food bank don't normally take fresh food, so I've just got custard there. But if I had some tinned pears or peaches, maybe they'd go quite nice with the custard. So that's only a little bit there, but let's see if we give a little bit, how much Jesus can use that and what Jesus can do with it. That would be brilliant, wouldn't it? Another thing you could do, and this happened to us this week, one of the Superstars children from a Sunday came to our house and popped in our porch a bag full of clothes. She's a bit older and a bit taller than my daughter, and she had some clothes that she doesn't wear anymore. Some even had the labels on, which was lovely. They were brand new. And she'd popped some chocolates in the bag for all 3 of my children, and we were overjoyed. They put them in the porch and they knocked on the door, and then they stood back and we had a chat, and it was lovely to see them. And my daughter loves all the new clothes she's got. So maybe if you've got some clothes that you've not worn, or you're too big for, or maybe you just don't think you're going to wear them, you could bag them up and take them to a friend. Or a better idea, what about a toy swap? Take some of your favourite toys and swap them for a week with a friend down the road or a friend somewhere else. Obviously keep your distance and stay safe, but that would be really good. Or you could, if you've got some toys that you don't need anymore, you could donate them to something like Keen Styles. At Sankey's Corner, they're taking toys for people. So I'd like you this week to have a look, and I know you're only little, and the boy in the story was little. Have a look and see, even out of the little that you might have, what you could give to Jesus, and maybe see what Jesus does with it. That would be really good, wouldn't it? Because even though you're small, you can give everything to Jesus and he can grow it like he did in the story. And maybe he could feed 5,000. Maybe you could feed the whole of Burntwood. That would be really good, wouldn't it? Or maybe just bring some joy to somebody who's feeling a bit lonely. So I would like if you could do something. Think of something that you could do, toy swapping, maybe give some clothes to somebody or some toys or some food to the food bank. And my phone number is in the church directory. Give me a ring or a text or Facebook or Messenger and let me know what you did, because it's been wonderful to see some of your houses out of Lego that you've made, and it'd be great to see what you're up to and doing. So there's your challenge. I will see you next week. Stay safe, and yeah, I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.